This is a cool little spot. How do I start this? How are you doing, Sports Basement? We are here in Lake Tahoe for America's most beautiful bike ride with Randy and his team, Be The Change. And tomorrow we'll be riding clockwise starting in South Lake, and the course takes us through Emerald Bay, up the West Shore, down into Truckee, and then back along the east side towards Heavenly Village where we start. The total is going to be 100 miles. Should be fun as long as I don't cramp. Easily one of the coolest rides, I think, in my opinion, and definitely a bucket list ride of mine. I'm gonna go meet up with Randy and his team. I'll take you along with me and we'll go for a bike ride together tomorrow. Get excited.
So kind of started the morning like I typically do for a long ride. I had a pretty large bowl of granola and put on the kit, you know, for like the first time, and felt good, looked good. So sort of like that old Deion Sanders quote, if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you play good. So the start line was popping. Everybody just sort of hanging out, feeling pumped. And we all kind of like roll out. So it was like cool to be able to roll out as a group, heading out of South Lake Tahoe and cruising up to Emerald Bay. That's such a unique part of Lake Tahoe that you're also just riding at a pace and just taking in those views. The sun is like out now, it's starting to get a little bit warm. The view of being at 6,000 feet and just looking at like how blue the water is, how calm the water is, the trees. And you know, even when you live in Berkeley and you're around nature, you know, to see that kind of nature is very much like a postcard shot. And so I think we were all sort of just kind of taking that in and also just mentally preparing ourselves for the rest of the day. So at the Emerald Bay, you have this insanely long descent, and it's really cool because again, it's just like the road is close, so you just got like these wide open lanes where you can just really bomb it. After that descent, like it's pretty mellow and flat. You're literally like just on the side of the lake. Like you can look to your right and you just like see the lake. When you ride as a group, you're more efficient with how you're using energy. There's a section where I pulled like a good stretch of like 10, 12 miles. There's footage of me where I'm in the back, which is basically my break time, resting my leg, getting ready for the next pull that I'll have to do in like the next 7 or 8 miles. So after that, we head down to Truckee, and then you basically just ride to the third rest stop. And lunch is a combination of cold cut sandwiches, brownies, chips, kind of right along the beach. And this is what I would call like the calm before the storm, so to speak, because Booner Summit, it isn't difficult. It's challenging in a sense that it's about 6 miles long. The climb doesn't start till you're on like mile 82. So this really just becomes like a big mental challenge, I think, more than anything to get through.
How are we doing?
Tired, but good. It's hot, but we're at the end of it. Mile 85.
What was your favorite part so far?
That's a good question. Emerald Bay is always fun. It's like the first climb warms your body up. Every rest stop, no matter what, I had 2 small little cups of pickle juice, which is an acquired taste.
So last 15.
Yeah, here's to the last 15. A nice little cruise in. You know, once you kind of get past that, like that's the most challenging part of the ride, that it really just become like a easier 10 miles to finish up. But the moment that I saw the Hard Rock Hotel, that's when I started sprinting. I think it became a bit of a race with like Johnny Oliver, I think, was behind us. I think Jules was somewhere around us. And so I sprinted to get in. And yeah, I think you get to the finish line and you sort of feel like mission accomplished on the one hand for yourself. And then I think as a group, it's a unique experience, whereas I think like this experience will like bond us as it relates to cycling. We train for it as a group, we train for it individually, but I think more than anything, it's the entire weekend. Like my family and kids were like up there. I think it's important for them to be able to see their dad work hard for something and then like the reward of getting a medal or a t-shirt, which my son quickly took off my neck and I don't know where that thing is now. And so I hope that my own personal journey, as well as what we're trying to create with Be the Change, is the spark for someone who's 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, if it's just casually riding on the weekends, you know, with people who look like you around the Bay Area and not feeling intimidated by that.
Take you along with me and we'll go for a bike ride. Bike ride. How was that? I say that like there's someone behind the camera, but it's really just me talking to myself. Oh, jeez.